Hey guys, it's Friday, so that means it's time for Fun Fact Fridays, so let's fire it up. I'm back once again to break down some common music production lingo / acronyms that you might hear, but you're not that familiar with. So this video is more for beginners. So here we go. The fun fact for this Friday is about the term front end. This was the tip that I mentioned in Tuesday's video. So basically a front end would be any device or devices that your audio signal goes through before the audio signal gets written to the hard drive. An example of this would be to run your audio signal through a physical audio compressor before it hits the hard drive. The purpose of this is to affect the signal before it's converted to digital, making this process final, so there's no going back. One of the most common uses of this method is to run your audio signal through some type of analog gear to provide some warmth and or character to the audio signal on the way in. So that's the basics of what a front end is. The fun fact for this Friday is about the term virtual front end. Now, last week I talked about using a physical device on the front end of your signal chain to help shape the character of your sound before it hits the hard drive. Now, with the virtual front end method, you'll be doing the same thing, but this time you'll be using your software plugins to affect the audio signal before it gets converted from analog to digital. Now, just like with last week's method with the physical front end, this method's results are final, so there's no adjusting or changing afterwards. So that's basically what the term virtual front end is. The fun fact for this Friday is about LFO. Now, LFO stands for low frequency oscillator. So this is an electronic frequency below 20 Hertz, and that's why it's called low frequency. So this low frequency creates a rhythmic pulse or sweep, and that's where the oscillator part comes from in the name. So now this rhythmic frequency can be used to drive parameters to create a form of consistent automated changes. Now, the many applications for using an LFO are endless. One of the examples is using it on a low-pass filter to create something like the iconic wobble-based sound in dubstep. So that's basically what an LFO is. The fun fact for this Friday is about ADSR. Now, ADSR stands for Attack, Decay, Sustain, and Release. These four settings / attributes are usually grouped and assigned to work together to process sounds. This powerful grouping is capable of drastically changing the original sound. So the attack parameter always affects the beginning of a sound, which most times is the loudest part of the audio. This is usually where the transient of the sound is. Transients are a dominant part of most percussive sounds like snares, toms, and kick drums. Slowing down the attack time with this setting can make a sound less aggressive, as it may cause the sound to slowly fade in, as opposed to a quick sharp spike in volume at the beginning, which is a fast attack. Now, decay is how long it takes to get to the secondary volume level, and this comes right after the attack hits. Sustain is how long it stays at that secondary volume level, and the release is how long it takes for the sound to fade from the secondary volume level to complete silence. And this is also known as the tail of the sound. Now, understanding and mastering these parameters opens up endless combinations to manipulate sounds in infinite ways. So from configuring a slow or fast attack to understanding the correlation and relation between attack volume contrasted against sustained volume and coupled with a decay and release time, all of these factors can dramatically transform the vibe and character of a sound, and that makes this one of the most simple but impactful assets in composing, mixing, and sound design. So that's some of the basics of what ADSR is. The fun fact for this Friday is about portamento. Now, portamento is basically a pitch sliding from one note to another. The word portamento comes from the Italian phrase portamento della voce, which roughly translates to carriage of the voice. Now, this type of note sliding can be heard in most stringed instruments, and it's a very common parameter found on most modern day software synths. So that's basically what portamento is. Okay guys, that was the fun fact for this Friday. Thanks for watching, and as always, you'll see me in the next video.